Okay, big shout out to Bouncer. He's literally given us one of the most impactful weekends we've seen in UK culture and UK history when it comes to this urban space. He's literally revealed the faces of the people behind Shade Borough. And we're going to actually go through it today. We're going to understand exactly what's happened, update you guys on the timeline. I'm going to give a bit of my feedback and opinion. But before we even get into it, big shout out to Bouncer every single time. I've said it multiple times. I started doing this whole channel because I saw what Bouncer was doing. He was one of the biggest reasons behind it. And then when he even gave me a follow and then we interacted on TikTok, he's a real brother. Do you know what I mean? So big shout out to you every single time, bro. Outside of that, he's done something that I know for a fact every single person in the UK is actually happy about. It is gossip, it is news, but at the end of the day, no one really likes the Shade Borough, man. They're too negative, way too negative. And I feel as if though this was very, very necessary, especially for where the UK scene is about to go, which is more, freedom, more market share for new people. So let's get into the video.
UK, everyone was waiting for Saturday, 12 p.m. Bouncer had...
And before we even carry on, right, guys, I'm going to let it run. Don't worry. Big shout out to Daniel Tells Stories. On TikTok, in my personal opinion, this guy is one of the best when it comes to summarizing what's going on in culture and giving you quick updates. So big shout out to him. Follow him on TikTok, for real.
Given Shade Borough an ultimatum. They had 48 hours to drop an apology to him, and they didn't. So Bouncer drops a 46-minute video having a lot to say about the Shade Borough. Why? Let me give you guys some context. So it all starts with this. A guy named Rage goes to attend Getz's court case. There was a car accident where Getz allegedly had unalived Yubin Tamang. And clips were going around of Rage attending Getz's court case. And a group of people in the comments, they were saying that so many people were happy to see the downfall of Getz, whilst others in the comments were confused, saying someone has genuinely been unalived. This is not about someone's downfall, it's about his actions. The Shade Borough is a well-known UK platform, news platform, but many people have found that the Shade Borough can be very quick to push certain narratives. So as well as people dislike the Shade Borough for the narratives. Now, during this time...
Now, before he carries on, right, that is just a simple fact. The Shade Borough is one of the most negative platforms I've personally seen. Let's not even start to talk about the American version, the original version, which I believe is the Shade Room, right? These type of platforms, in my personal opinion, I don't understand why anyone even follows them. Do you know what I mean? But to an extent, if I now say that, then it technically means why the people even engage in this type of content, why the people engage in Bouncer's content, etc. Because we're all reporting and giving our comments on different type of things. The only difference when it comes to the Shade Borough, though, is that the narratives that these guys push, it's evil. I remember when I followed it at the it was like maybe 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, let's just say that, right? Followed it because I wanted to get updated on the latest news, understand what's going on, what's popping within the scene, etc. So, of course, everyone was following I'm Just Bait back then. I believe Made You Think was still like a small page. Made You Think, I think, is still one of the best to ever do it, right? But we'll do a video later dedicated to him, right? But Made You Think we're just still getting a bit of buzz. It was still kind of like a man page. So if you knew kind of vibe. When it was still obviously private, I think he is still anyways. But yeah, you had to follow I'm Just Bait. You had to follow Warmson as well. My boy, actually, he's behind Warmson now, so big shout out to him. And outside of that, you had platforms like Shade Borough, right? Now, when it came to Shade Borough in particular, it was too negative. Too negative. Every single other day is, ladies versus men. Every single other day, they're bashing one artist. Every single other day, there's always some sort of agenda. And I'm so happy that right now they've actually been exposed for promoting these type of things, because we can confidently say they're behind a lot of arguments that we have within the black culture and the community within the UK for sure. Do you know what I mean? So
the Shade Borough posts this, a woman voicing her opinion on the enjoyment of Getz's downfall. And many people had so much to say back to her, especially Bouncer. Now, you see, Bouncer had a friend, Cadet, an amazing legendary rapper. Bouncer and the UK lost Cadet to someone who was driving dangerously. So a subject like this hits home for someone like Bouncer. To everyone who had seen the footage of what Getz had allegedly done to Yubin Tamang. Now, Bouncer had got a lot of pushback for voicing his opinion on what Getz had done. And by the Shade Borough posting this young lady with a narrative that people are enjoying the downfall of Getz rather than acknowledging the behavior that he had done, this woke up some memories for Bouncer for when the Shade Bar had did something very similar to him. Now, there was a time in the UK where Bouncer had got into a lot of controversy and people had so much to say about him. Bouncer has often reflected that that time of his life was genuinely one of the worst for him mentally. Bouncer has said that the Shade Bar contributed a lot towards that. There was even a period where they had posted a picture of the mother of his children.
And the thing is like people don't know when to just chill out. Let's say, for example, cool, you're doing a cyber attack on Bouncer, you're trying to ruin his image, which in my personal opinion, I still don't understand why Bouncer gets as much hate as he does, because out of a lot of people that have come to this UK scene, not many people have said that, okay, they've tried, they failed, they've tried, they failed, and they've done so many things in order to actually try to push the scene forward and help people in the process. I believe, and I will always stand by it, I just believe that Bouncer is misunderstood. Obviously, the way that he carries himself, the way he approaches things, the way that obviously he's a bit, you could say, high energy, and obviously he got, you know what I mean, he got this smoke for people, he's always internet ready kind of vibe. A lot of people, they're not really on that type of vibe, do you know what I'm saying? The UK, just in general, when we say the UK is bad vibes, I hate to be one of those people to push that narrative, but the UK is generally bad vibes, bro. Do you know what I mean? No one wants to see each other win. No one wants to see any progress. It's always a vibe of, nah, look at my man, or this and that. And that's what's happened with Bouncer time and time again. When it comes to the Shade Bar now posting personal things about him, at that point, it's fair game. At the end of the day, you need to understand not to bring certain things into arguments or certain things into narratives and certain things on the internet. Why are you bringing people's personal family, like their personal stuff, on the internet and expecting them not to feel a type of way? Do you get what I'm saying? It's very, very evil, man. Very, very evil.
And they blurred the face of his child. But the mother
And they thought blurring the face of the child was just going to basically make it better. It's just...
of his child, and his child was posted on their platform. So what Bouncer was trying to say is that they never ever stuck to the story. They would say the story and they would push out other narratives that cause for people to be more negative towards someone. And Bouncer saw that they were trying to do the same thing with guests. So now, because a lot of people in the UK noticed the same thing about the Shade Bar, many people have wondered, who is actually behind the page? And luckily, Bouncer had once been in a meeting with the people behind the Shade Bar. So Bouncer found that this was the perfect opportunity. Bouncer gave them 48 hours to give him a public apology.
And the thing is, whenever Bouncer gives people 48 hours, yeah, to this day, people are not taking the guy serious when he says it. He says, look, if you don't apologize to me within this period of time, I'm going to do something mad. And every single time he's done this and said 40, whenever you see that number here on the screen, 48, you already know it's peak. Because the people on the other end, they're going to have some sort of ego. They're not going to want to say anything back or apologize or put any statement out there. And all of a sudden, when Bouncer comes crashing down on you, it's now, oh, Bouncer, why is he doing this? Why is he acting like, bro, he warned you, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, the guy warned you, fam. So what are we doing there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
to make a public apology for all that they had.
And all they could have done is just written something, put on their story or put on their thing and say, we publicly apologize and so and so. But I understand from their standpoint, they're probably thinking, oh, no, we can't back down or this and that. And they probably didn't understand how viral this moment would have actually been.
Or he was going to reveal to the public through the information online the identity of the people behind the Shade Bar. Bouncer announced that at 12 p.m. on Saturday, which is today, he was going to release a video on YouTube. So Bouncer makes a video showing the people behind the Shade Bar, also showing how you can find them on the internet. It was at 12 p.m. It was punctual. And if the UK haven't been united before, comment section of this clip on Bouncer's Instagram.
The comment section is game from the point that RV's asking for your addy, yeah?
Showed me that the UK can be united when it comes to the agreeal of the toxicity of the Shade Bar.
It's peak. You know what I mean? So let's head over to Bouncer's page and actually understand exactly what's going on directly from him. We're just going to be taking out certain bits, reacting to it, and obviously we'll carry on. But in the meantime, you guys, let me know, what do you think down below? Comment down below what you think about everything that's going on. Were you happy about the Shade Bar being exposed? Let me know whether you agree or disagree with anything that we're actually saying within this video so far. And yeah, let's get into the Bouncer segment. Now, before we even get into the video, we need to understand how viral this moment actually is. Barring, of course, the top 5 incident that happened, a couple months ago, this has been able to literally match that video within the space of 24 hours, bro. Do you know what I mean? This is something that every single person in the UK wanted, let's not lie. In saying this, you can literally see, right, that Bouncer, of course, he's on the road to 100k. I hope he gets 100k by the end of the year. Can't lie. But, bro, this is a viral moment. And even when we're scrolling through some of the comments as well, you can see that, bro, everyone's punctual. Everyone's talking about, look, I've never seen everyone run to a video so fast. Like, this was something that every single person can categorically say they were behind. Do you know what I mean? So it's very, even got people sending donations and that is crazy. But let's get into the video though.
That we need to remember the Shade Borough is on their last legs. You get me? Everyone if you start mass reporting their post, they lose their account. You get me? Period. They're using other people's content. It's not authentic content. They're doing this. So they lose their account. There's loads of things that they know that. So that's why. But I just want you to know. But I want you to understand this.
And by the way, he's not saying that we should actually go and do that. He's just basically saying that, look, this is where these guys are basically at the current moment. And remember, the whole purpose of this video was to literally just make them accountable, because once people know who you are and they can put a face and a name, is all of a sudden you start to realize, okay, you can't actually act the way you act on the internet, etc. Do you know what I mean? So it's just holding these guys accountable, man.
Yeah, these people are evil for our culture. They're evil. You get me? And they need to either change their ways, the way how they do things, or we need to stand up against them. Of course, we're gonna all follow them. Of course, there's gonna be information. You get me? But even that lady there saying this on her account, and I have her Instagram, and I just thought, you know what? Reach out to me, please. You get me? But it's time to stand together. Now, I've got the picture in my phone. I didn't want to send it to this. I didn't want it to come up below, but I'm gonna send it to this now, just so you look can kind of see who they are. It's very important. Very, very important. So remember, Helena is the one that runs the show. Will's there as well. You get me? And they don't think I've got this picture, but
I remember watching this video, yeah, and I was just like, fam, I need to see who these guys are.
Just show them. Let me show you who they are, man. You get me? It's public information as well. Don't need to ache. You get me? So, whoop. Ache. Internet ready. So this is Will, guys, yeah? So this is Will. William Smith. He's got 2 names. And this is Helena. Ache, I don't know how to pronounce their names. You get me? And this is them. Helena, obviously, she's the main girl. Will, they got 2 children. They live in Gillingham. You get me? And obviously, their company, they also have their company office that's on Limited Company. They're always there. You get me? You get me? They're always there. Just put it that way. They're always there. You get me? But this is who they are. And I don't want to keep it like this. And I want you to understand, yeah? See William and Helena, all they've done is tear down our community. They're disgusting. They're bitter for our community. And you see people like the ZZ Millses, and they've given them platforms because it's all about the agenda. It's all about, how do you think for a number of years, yeah, that ZZ Mills and these lot's been able to say things and get put up on the platform, and you lot listen to it, and all of a sudden, I'm not saying all of what ZZ Mills says is not right. And bro, I don't lie. If I'm lying, I'm crying. I didn't say a lie. So when man's talk about, when ZZ Mills, this is another thing, what I'll even say and what I'll even post about ZZ Mills, yeah? Because she needs to know as well. I'm not playing no games. Let's get this one up, man. ZZ Mills was quick, yeah? She was quick to, do you know her? She was quick to push this narrative. Where is it, man? Let me get it up.
But yeah, my people, it is really dark. So I'm going to leave the link down below. You guys can definitely watch the rest of the video. I definitely recommend watching it in entirety, because you're hearing it direct from the horse's mouth, Bounce actually talking about what's happened, etc. I don't want to get into the whole ZZ Mills situation, because that's a whole different segment and a whole different topic. We're not even trying to do that today, do you know what I mean? But you got to realize that Bouncer's influence, right, on the UK community is crazy. I would even go as far as to say that he's one of the most powerful voices or most influential voices that we do have within the scene. When he says something, whether or not it reflects, for example, on the videos and stuff like that, like I said, it got 121 K within, 24 hours. In saying this, we got to realize that, yes, it has this, but if you go over to the impressions on TikTok as well, that video I literally showed you guys, right, it has 1 million impressions. The clips that I've been seeing on Bouncer's page and other people's page has millions of impressions. So we're talking about a lot of people have gravitated toward this news because it's either they're new to it or everyone's on this vibe, but like, you know what, let's cancel Shade Bar kind of vibe. So yeah, man, we need to do better as a community, just all in. Or I'm all for like fighting for the right things within the community as well kind of vibe. So big ups to Bouncer every single time. Like I said, I'm going to leave all the links down below, credit all the people that are within this video. And yeah, my people, I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to follow as well. We're trying to grow my page as well, guys. Don't leave me hanging, you know what I'm saying?